Welcome everyone back to the channel, and today we are going to have a little talk about why I got darts. Why did I pick darts? Why do I have Dodge darts everywhere? I'm not a Dodge guy. I really am not. They just are my first project cars, and me going around and looking at different cars and different vehicles around that cost a lot of money, or I can make a lot of money off of, it came to me that, you know, I can get a dart fixed, quite frankly, pretty cheap, to the point where, you know, I can make some decent amount of money. Even though this car, well, maybe not this car particularly, but this kind of car has got a lot of issues. It really does. And from what I hear from other people, that there is a lot of problems with the engine. Of course, if you haven't heard or know about Dodge darts, they do run the Fiat engine in them. So every single dart on the road has got a Fiat engine. It don't matter if it's a 1.4 or it's a 2.0 or even the 2.4 that I got in this one, and of course the 1.4 that used to be in this one. They're all from a Fiat, and apparently they are not really reliable engines. There's some things that are wrong with them. There's not a lot of, you know, wonderful things about these cars. Of course, they're pretty manageable, and a lot of people actually put a lot of miles on these and end up, you know, having a great car out of it. But then there are some that have sudden acceleration that ends up in a wreck or something. Some people have things where the engine wouldn't fire up, alarm system going off all the time, things like that, that Dodge darts have been having problems. And this is the only reason, well, not the only reason, like I already listed a whole list of reasons why. Well, these are more common reasons of why Dodge darts are not on the market anymore. See, they started making Dodge darts in 2013. They were the first model. This is a 2013. So they had a good thing going. They just put the wrong engine in the car. I'm serious. The car is wonderful. The car is great. This is like you probably guys know, this is a limited edition. Now it's a limited with a GT engine in it. So it's best of both worlds. The car right next to it right there is the GT. It's a complete, fully loaded GT. But then again, the Limited's got a little bit more in it. You know, kind of like, you know, the sunroof, full leather seats, heated seats, you know, blind spot monitoring, all that, you know, techie stuff in this. But now I got a GT engine in this. That means, of course, I switched from a 1.4 to a 2.4 with a bigger engine. I lost the turbo sound of an engine, but I did, you know, get a bigger engine into here. Now, maybe eventually I will put a turbo on this one. You know, there are kits out there that I can do that with. But right now, like I said, I've, you know, heard a lot of people, maybe not on YouTube, but on social media and, you know, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and they keep asking, you know, why darts? Why don't you do, why are you using darts? Well, you see, like this car, for example, and I'm kind of making this video mostly about my car, but again, about all the rest of the darts that I have. For your information, I do own 5 Dodge darts. Yeah, 2 of them are basically parted out. Like, you know, there's one Dodge Dart that's over there, like I talked about. It's the GT model. all the parts are going to this one. Now there's a ton of parts that are left that, you know, I could potentially use on another vehicle. So, you know, or even sell them. You guys want them? Do comment below. We'll make a decent price for a certain part you want. You know, we can talk. We can do it all. But like I said, you can always shoot me a question anywhere. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, even email me. You know, I got my email listed down in the description, so you can always do that and send me, you know, a question of, you know, you need a bumper, you need taillights, you need something. And you know, I do have a lot of parts, especially interior parts. I have tons of interior parts. Now, going back to the subject I was talking about, I do have 2 cars that are completely parted out. And what I'm saying is, those 2 cars have parts that I took out of them, and now I have, I would say, around 85 to 90% of the car still left of parts, exterior parts, interior parts, the whole body piece, you know, anything. I still have them. I even got wheels, rims, all that stuff. But that's the thing. I bought 2 cars that I can take parts off. Now, I do have other 3 cars, which I'm sitting on one now. This is my car. I will probably not be selling this one. This is going to be my personal driver for now, and you know, eventually this is kind of the car I started off this YouTube channel with. And I do have a car that's right next to me, not the one in the back that I was talking about, not the GT. I got the SXT directly beside. You probably guys know about it. It is wrecked on the back fender. It's not a big, you know, deal, but I do need to get it fixed. And once I get it fixed, I'll probably be selling it. Like I said, you guys want to buy it, whatever, shoot me you know, a price. We can talk, whatever, you know, I can sell it to you. That's, if you want to do that, that's totally fine with me. But basically, I do have another one, a white one, and the previous videos that I made about, which are the actually previous 2 videos of me taking the white Dart to the shop to get stuff done to it, and technically it's about done. Probably needs some painting. Maybe they've already painted it, you know. I haven't called the shop to see what they did to it, but I suppose they're done, or they'll probably be done next week for sure. That's a positive thing, which is great. But what I'm trying to get to is I'll be selling that one too. And again, you want to throw an offer at me, go ahead. All the stuff is down in the description. Anyways, what I was trying to say is I got Dodge Darts. They're not the best vehicles on the road to get, but then they are wonderful vehicles, and they're pretty fun. And like I said, everything I worked on, I completely rechecked and made sure everything runs smoothly, so that, you know, there is no problems. Now, I did avoid getting vehicles with certain VIN numbers that, you know, potentially had problems in them. They do have a couple websites that do talk about, you know, VIN numbers between which number to which number usually have problems with, and I haven't had any problems with darts so far. That the people that usually had problems with them, it's probably like a 10% out of all darts that had major problems in them, and some of them had problems that are fixable. Like, you know, there's certain things like a light bulb burned out. I mean, big deal, you gotta fix that. You know, of course, it's not the best quality in the world, but, you know, it is gonna go once in a lifetime, and you're gonna have to fix it whether you like it or not. Like tires, too. So, things like that people really complain about Dodge Darts, that they're terrible, they're wrong, they're bad, they're not good to drive with. Maybe. But then again, you got to think about how you're treating the car, what you're doing to it, oil change, transmission oil check, everything. You got to keep it maintained the whole time. And you know, of course, as you guys know, car people, if you don't maintain a vehicle, unfortunately, it will eventually have problems, and you're going to have, you know, things that you don't want to happen to the vehicle happen to the vehicle. Like engine go out, or it stop working, or some other problem, whatever it is. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not a Dodge guy. Not a Dodge guy at all, whatsoever. Totally, you know, I do like the Dodge Darts. You know, Charger, it's a great car. Challengers, wonderful cars. They're great muscle cars. And this is kind of like, you know, the Civic of Dodge. You know, the Honda Civic of Dodge. So the Dart, or the Neons that they had. They're wonderful cars, and they just didn't successfully make it in the market. Yeah, there's a lot of Dodge Darts that got sold, and a lot of people like them, and there's actually groups out there that have Dodge Dart grouping come together for a car show, whatever, and that's totally cool. But the only reason I got this one, and I'm keeping this one, is I am a Subaru fan, if you guys didn't know. Love Subarus, WRXs, STIs, the Imprezas, whatever, you know, I'm a fanatic of the 2.5 liter boxer engine manual, of course, and that's why this one right here is a manual. And it's a 2.4, of course not a boxer engine, you know, tough, but, you know, first time I looked at this car, I loved the blue paint. And it reminded me a lot of a Subaru, and I love the Subaru's blue paint. And of course, you know, this is not the actual blue shade of a Subaru, you know, but it's really close. And from a distance, especially, you know, right now it's dirty and probably got grass stuff all over it because just mowed the lawn, but it's a pretty close color, and I just, you know, for some reason I fell in love with it. And then I met a guy that had a Dodge Dart, and of course he had the 1.4 with the turbo, and it sounded great. And I was like, you know, okay, well, I might go for a Dart. And eventually I bought this, and you wouldn't believe the price I paid for this one. $750 for a Dodge Dart with 25,000 miles on it. Of course, a 2013. It's a little older model, but still. I mean, technically, this is a really, you know, close to a new car in a way. I mean, you can't find a car with 25,000 miles on it that needs, I don't know, maybe $5,000 worth of work for it. That's really, you know, up there. Probably spent around $2, maybe $3 grand on this, all the work and everything. Of course, I work on it by myself, so